Chapter 1 Ch1, Dual Cultivation System. You are listening at novelfull.audio. A young man with short black hair who had a frail and skinny body, and a face full of marks and scratches was currently dressed in rags, a body covered in filth and dirt that gave a repulsive odor was looking in front of him with a hopeful gaze. System will come online in 3.2.1. Wang Ming had tears of happiness streaming down his cheeks as he recounted all the events that took place in the span of 18 years. Wang Ming was a reincarnator who was born on a planet called Earth in the country of China. He was an orphan in his previous and his financial condition was not quite good for that reason. He was often looked down on and had to survive on charity funds. Well, one thing that he had was his good looks, so what did he do? When he grew up, he targeted lots of rich women who fell into his charms and had a sexual relationship with them and used the money he got from them to live a luxurious life. He had sex with single girls, girls who had boyfriends, married women, widows, single mothers or any kind of woman who approached him, but he never made any moves on them. They approached him first. He was always chased by the angry husbands of the women who he had sex with him, but it was not his fault. They approached him, and as a man who never rejected beauties who would be willing to fall on his bed, he would have sex with them regardless of the consequences. So one day he was shot by the husband of a woman he had sex with. When he finally reopened his eyes, he found himself in an unfamiliar world with a system that he was familiar with. This due to all the light novels he read when he was alone. Through the mysterious system he learned that after he died he was reincarnated in a cultivation world where a normal human could become an immortal. He was given the option to abandon the system and live life like a normal mortal in this world, or he could accept the system to become the most powerful being in existence that ever lived. But the downside was that he had to live a life full of miseries and struggle for a span of 18 years where he could easily die at any given moment. And the system will be unavailable for that brief period of time. He decided without any hesitation and picked the second often, as he did not want to be someone ordinary in his second life. Even though it would be full of hardships in the initial stages, he had the intention to conquer the beauties of this world and thus did not want to die an early death. Finally, the day arrived when he turned 18 and the system became active. The dual cultivation system has come online. Analyzing host, analyzation complete. Dual cultivation system is merging with user's soul, merger complete. User info, name Wang Ming, age 18, cultivation none, dual cultivation points 0, bloodline none, race human, physique primordial physique, merging body, celestial grade, merged physiques none, physique skill none, techniques none, Tao laws locked, system message. Transferring information about the dual cultivation system to the user's brain. Wang Ming felt a sudden sting inside his head and all sorts of information about the dual cultivation system were being sent to his brain. Wang Ming had a hunch about how the system worked due to his experience with countless light novels he read, and now it was confirmed by the system. Apparently, the system grants him dual cultivation points when he engages in any form of sexual activity with a female, and depending on the level of the act he is rewarded with the appropriate amount of points. This made him ecstatic as this was the perfect system for him. The dual cultivation points are used to purchase items and cultivation techniques from the system shop, which is currently locked and will be unlocked when he becomes a cultivator. Wang Ming looked at his status again and a certain section caught his interest. System: what specialty does the primordial merging physique body have? He asked the system with curiosity, as he knows people who have special physiques are somewhat powerful and have unique abilities which give them an edge over their peers, and he is eager to know what advantage does his physique provide him. Primordial physique, merging body, rank celestial, description. The primordial physique merging body, also known as the strongest physique in existence, was formed when creation began. It allows possessors to devour and merge other physiques and gain their abilities, and only one being can possess this physique since the beginning of time. It also allows the possessor of the physique to refine impure spiritual energy to pure spiritual energy. Hell, this is overpowered. Wang Ming heard that a person could only have one special physique, but with this, he can have more than one physique and abilities. A person with a single physique is already very powerful, and just how powerful will I become? He thought to himself with hurried breathing, and then a question popped inside his head. Moreover, he learned that absorbing pure spiritual energy is much harder than impure spiritual energy. The more pure spiritual energy a cultivator possesses, the stronger he is compared to other cultivators of the same realm, and can even fight with other cultivators of higher realms while merging victorious, and his physique allows him to refine impure spiritual energy to pure spiritual energy. System: how powerful is the celestial rank? Wang Ming asked with confusion, as he was not a cultivator and did not have much knowledge about the cultivation world like the disciples from sects, but had hoped that his physique will be very high ranked. Detected: the user is ignorant, weak, and useless of the cultivation world, generating a starter pack. Wang Ming's mouth started twitching and veins popped in his forehead when he saw the message. System message: you have received a starter gift pack. Do you want to open it now? Yes/no. Yes, open the starter gift pack. Wang Ming without any hesitation opened the gift pack because he knew that it would help in the initial stages of the journey. System message: you have received the basic knowledge about the cultivation world. System message: you have received pure young physique, rank divine. System message: you have received 150,000 dual cultivation points. System message: you have received 1,000 low-grade spirit stones. System message: you have received new clothes. A wave of information rushed into Wang Ming's brain as his widened in shock when he understood how powerful his physique actually is. All cultivation techniques, abilities, and physiques are ranked starting from mortal rank, earth rank, sky rank, heaven rank, immortal rank, ancient rank, mythic rank, divine rank, and finally celestial rank, where mortal rank being the weakest and celestial rank being the strongest. The primordial physique merging body is the only celestial ranked physique in existence, and only divine ranked physiques can be absorbed with it. The divine ranked physiques are physiques that can be only possessed by a single person at a time. No second person can possess a divine ranked physique if it is already possessed by someone, and it can only be possessed by another individual if the current possessor dies. I got another physique from the starter pack, and it is of the divine rank. Wang Ming exclaimed in surprise. Pure young physique, rank divine. Description: the possessor of the pure yang physique is said to be the most beautiful male in existence. It is the best physique for dual cultivation, and the semen of the bearer contains the purest yang qi. Physique exclusive skills: hands and mouth of ecstasy, yang erection, harem seal, yang aura. Skill: hands and mouth of ecstasy. Description: touch of the possessor's mouth and hands sends an intense amount of pleasure to the female body and makes them orgasm within seconds. Skill: yang erection. Description: the user can freely increase the length of his dick to the preferable size. Once a female has tasted the user's dick, she won't be satisfied with any other dick. Skill: harem seal. Description: place a seal inside the soul of a female and the user can freely teleport to her, wherever she is in the world. It also warns the user when she is dangerous and prevents her from having sex with others. Skill: yang aura. Description: release an aphrodisiac smell which results in the arousal of females. Hehe, this will make me the best female pleasurer and is the most useful to earn dual cultivation points. Wang Ming started to grin thinking about all the females he will conquer in the future. Do you wish to absorb the pure yang physique with your primordial physique merging body? Yes/no. Yes, Wang Ming replied to the system. His body was covered in a golden glow and drastic changes were happening to his body. Sounds of bone shattering from inside his body were being heard, and new bones were replacing the old ones. Wang Ming gritted his teeth while trying his best to endure the pain that he was feeling. His skin and hair were shedding from his body and head while being replaced with new and white skin. His filthy hair was being replaced with new luscious black hair. After a short span of time passed, the pain finally stopped. Huff, huff, Wang Ming was panting heavily as his entire body was covered in blood and sweat. The pure yang physique has been completely absorbed and merged with your body. You have reached the first stage of the qi gathering realm. You have reached the second stage of the qi gathering realm. You have reached the third stage of the qi gathering realm. You have reached the fourth stage of the qi gathering realm. You have reached the fifth stage of the qi gathering realm. You have reached the sixth stage of the qi gathering realm. You have reached the seventh stage of the qi gathering realm. You have reached the eighth stage of the qi gathering realm. You have reached the ninth stage of the qi gathering realm. You have reached the 10th stage of the qi gathering realm. Seeing all the messages popping in front of him, his eyes widened in shock as he tried to calm down his Already hurried breathing, W. What, I was not even a cultivator a few moments ago and I am already at the 10th order of the Chi-gathering realm. Wang Ming exclaimed in shock when he recalled the information that he received from the system about the cultivation world. Each cultivation realm had a total of 12 stages called orders that a cultivator had to surpass to reach the next cultivation realm, and it takes years for a cultivator to break through to the next order. On the other, he just did the same thing within a matter of few seconds. Won't the disciples and elders from those powerful sects cry tears of blood when they learn how easily I have been broken through? Maybe they will start to question their existence, Wang Ming muttered with a smirk on his face. Oh, let me check my new appearance, Wang Ming said excitedly as he ran to a nearby river, and when he saw his reflection his jaw almost hit the ground. He grew in height and was now 6 feet 3 inches, which was huge growth from his previous dwarf-like height. His face was devoid of any previous scratches and marks, and now he had pure white skin with a sharp jawline that seemed like the epitome of male beauty. His short black hair was now silky and devoid of any form dirt. The most significant change was his body that was now full of muscles, a broad shoulder accompanied by 8 packs in his belly region. It seemed like a body carved by the hands of God and make any women regardless of age drool and lust after him. He was currently devoid of any form of clothing, which was destroyed when he absorbed the pure yang physique, and if any women came and saw the huge 9-inch monster dangling between his legs, they would instantly drool looking at it. This is me, holy shit. Wang Ming was in a state of disbelief but quickly gathered his thoughts and cleaned himself of the sweat and blood by using the river. He took out the set of clothes that he received from the system and wore them. Dong cultivation shop has been unlocked. Chapter 2 Ch2, System Shop, Heavenly Sword Art. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Dong. Cultivation shop has been unlocked as the user has entered the path of cultivation. Cultivation shop. Wang Ming's eyes widened in shock and quickly checked out the cultivation shop. He could see hundreds of cultivation techniques, pills and artifacts of different ranks all displayed in the cultivation shop. He remembered that even though he was now a cultivator, he did not have any offensive techniques or any kind of weapon which he could use to protect himself. He quickly surfed through the shop to find the technique and weapon that he liked the most, and after searching for some time something finally caught his attention. Cultivation shop level 1. Note: breakthrough to the golden core realm to upgrade the shop and unlock new items. Heavenly Sword Art. First form. Flickering strikes. Type. Technique. Rank. Ancient. Description: a powerful sword technique that uses high-speed movement and strikes to attack the enemy in critical places. The speed is so great that it makes the user seem that he is teleporting around the battlefield. Cost: 100,000 dual cultivation points. Flowing flower sword. Type. Weapon. Rank. Heaven. Grade. Peak. Cost: 50,000 dual cultivation points. There were many techniques of various grades, but the most powerful and expensive one was the ancient rank technique. If he bought lower grade techniques he could have bought more than one technique, but he believes in quality over quantity, so he decided to spend most of his dual cultivation points in buying the ancient rank technique, and with his leftover dual cultivation points he decided to buy a heaven rank peak grade sword, even though there were better options, but with his remaining points he could only afford the flowing flower sword. Would you like to purchase the ancient rank technique Heavenly Sword Art? First form. Flickering strikes and the heaven rank weapon Flowing flower sword? Yes/no. Yes. Wang Ming confirmed his purchase. You have purchased the Heavenly Sword Arts technique and Flowing Flower Sword. As the system confirmed his purchase, all the dual cultivation points he received from the starter pack disappeared in the blink of an eye. He felt a slight sting in his brain as the manual and the understanding of Heavenly Sword Art were directly transferred to his brain, and even though he was expecting it to be powerful he was left speechless when he finally learned the technique. As expected of an ancient rank technique, Wang Ming muttered to himself. Then a sword appeared in his right hand which had flower patterns carved on the steel blade. Wang Ming could feel the power radiating from the sword when he grabbed the hilt of the sword. Even though it was not the best of the weapons in the store, a heaven rank weapon cannot be underestimated, Wang Ming muttered to himself. Wang Ming's eyes then drifted to the part of the cultivation shop where It said that it was currently at level 1 and the requirement to upgrade it is to reach the Golden Core realm. I still need to break through to the Foundation realm and core formation before reaching the Golden Core realm, Wang Ming thought to himself as he remembered from the information provided by the system that the Foundation realm and core formation realm were the realms after the Qi gathering realm and then was the Golden Core realm. Looks I have a lot of work ahead of me, Wang Ming muttered and brought out the low-grade spirit stones which he received from the starter pack provided by the system. He took the spirit stones and started crushing them in his palms, and spiritual energy started flowing towards his body and started to be absorbed by his body, and at the same time his primordial physique merging body started working to refine the impure spiritual energy to pure spiritual energy. Primordial physique merging body activated. Primordial physique merging body is refining impure spiritual energy to pure spiritual energy. You have reached the 11th order of Qi gathering realm. You have reached the 12th order of Qi gathering realm. Wang Ming felt a warm feeling coursing through his body and felt he became stronger again, but was a bit disappointed that he only had broken through 2 orders. Hey, system, why did I break through only 2 orders which are low compared to when I absorbed the young physique? Wang Ming asked. Message. Spirit stones mostly contain very low amounts of spiritual energy which is mostly formed of impure spiritual energy. When absorbing a physique through the primordial physique merging body, as all the physiques in the world contain spiritual energy which is hundreds of times more compared to even the highest grade of spirit stones and are mostly pure spiritual energy. For that reason the user gains a faster rate and larger breakthrough when absorbing a physique. He understood the reason behind it and was thinking about how he could gain more physiques to absorb and if there is an alternative way to get powerful faster other than absorbing physiques. System, is there any other effective way to become powerful rather than absorbing physiques or spirit stones, and does the cultivation shop provide physiques to buy for me to absorb? Wang Ming said as he had hoped the system would provide him physiques. Message. Physiques will be available to the user in the cultivation shop when the shop reaches a higher level. Message. As the user has absorbed the pure yang physique, he can engage in dual cultivation with female cultivators and absorb their yin qi, which has higher spiritual energy compared to spirit stones. Higher the cultivation of the female cultivator, more the spiritual energy their yin qi has. Wang Ming was ecstatic when he saw the message as it completely slipped from his mind. He could hit 2 birds with 1 stone as the dual cultivation system gives him dual cultivation points when he engages in sexual activity with a female, and due to the pure yang physique that he absorbed through primordial physique merging body he can absorb their yin qi for spiritual energy. And moreover the system said he will be able to buy physiques from the cultivation shop when he upgrades it, and the requirement to level it up was to reach higher realms. He was confident that he could reach higher realms easily through dual cultivation, and he was sure from the new looks that he gained from absorbing the pure yang physique no woman could resist his charms. Moreover he got some powerful abilities from the pure yang physique which were the best to please women. According to what I remember, the sect entrance test of various sects should happen in a month's time, and Yin Yang sect, one of the 3 most powerful sects of the Black Bamboo Empire, which is a dual cultivation sect that contains the most beautiful and handsome in the entire empire and is an ideal place for dual cultivators, and the only requirement is that a cultivator needs to have good looks and know how to please their partners, both in which I am confident in. Wang Ming thought to himself, I think I should first visit the red light district to improve my cultivation and earn some dual cultivation points, not to mention for someone like me who has good looks and has the best abilities to please women, it is also a good source to earn spirit stones, which is also used as a form of currency in this world, and even though it is not much of aid to me I will definitely need money as I am currently broke. Wang Ming thought to himself. He then looked at the sword in his hands and a desire to test his new technique bloomed in his mind. Let's see what this technique can do in action, Wang Ming said to himself as he disappeared from his spot to search for some beasts to kill. After some time he arrived in front of a horde of monsters and a group of monsters munching on a corpse. Noticing his presence they glared with unhidden killing intent which was being released from their body, accompanied by a loud roar. A herd of blue wolves with blue skin and a horn on their forehead charged toward him. Wang Ming recognized these beasts that were called blue horned wolves, that were the most common and ferocious beasts that were in the Foundation realm. Wang Ming took a deep breath to calm his tense nerves. Even though he knew he had a powerful technique, his nerves could help but tighten seeing the ferocious creatures rushing towards him, and muttered the technique, heavenly sword art. First form. Flickering strikes. As soon as the word left his mouth he instantly disappeared from his spot and started butchering the herd of wolves at insane speed. When he was done, only severed heads and limbs could be seen everywhere while the ground was soaked in blood. Holy shit, this is too overpowered. Wang Ming's mouth opened and closed several times. Chapter 3 Ch3 Red Light District. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After several minutes had passed, Wang Ming finally snapped out of his shock and started searching for the monster cores from their corpses. Only 12 Foundation Realm monster cores and one is even at the peak quality. Not bad. Wang Ming smiled in satisfaction as he knew how rare it was to find monster cores from beasts. Even after killing hundreds of beasts it was still difficult to obtain even a single monster core, and not to mention he got 12 of them and even one was at the peak quality. And he got them by just killing a few dozen of beasts. Just like weapons, monster cores are also graded from low quality to peak quality as they are used as ingredients for making pills. I should look for an auction house to sell them off. I am pretty sure many alchemists would pay a fortune for these cores, especially the peak quality core, Wang Ming said to himself as he put the cores inside his space pouch. Alright, time to leave this place, Wang Ming said to himself as he started walking toward the exit red light district. The sky above the red light district was dark as it was currently nighttime. The roads were crowded with men and women of every age, starting from old people to teenagers who have just reached adulthood. Some of the people could be seen wearing robes indicating they were nobles, while some wore robes of their respective sex. In front of several establishments were women lining up wearing revealing clothes that barely covered their breasts, while some of the women had the tip of their breasts exposed. Women of every age, staring from young girls to older women, who had huge breasts, were throwing seductive looks at the men passing through the streets. Some of them were having their breasts fondled in public while releasing some silent moans. Soon everyone had their attention shifted to a young man, who had short black hair, his face so beautiful that even made the most experienced women with men gasp and blush in embarrassment when they made eye contact. His body was full of muscles that could not be hidden under his clothes, made all the women have their lust ignited. What a handsome young man! If I could, I would, without a doubt, ravage him on my bed. Is he a customer? If he is, I would let him ravage my insides for free. I hope he is a new worker here. I would pay any price just to spend a night of passion with him. The ladies there giggled as they whispered their fantasies to each other, whilst the men grumbled in jealousy. Fuck, what a lucky bastard. If I had looks similar to that, I would leave everything and become a prostitute in the red light district, and women would have paid me to spend a night with me. Fuck, for some reason I want to punch him in his face. Wang Ming even caught the attention of some of the disciples of the sects and nobles of the empire. He is already at the 12th order of Qi gathering realm. Even though he is so young, he has the potential to become a core disciple of our sect. What do you think, sisterly? He has potential. I wouldn't mind taking him as my partner if he is a dual cultivator. Oh my senior sisterly, you have never let any men touch you even though you are a dual cultivator. What do you expect? He is the most handsome man I have ever seen in my entire life. I wouldn't mind cheating on my partner just to spend a night with him. Oh my, how bold. Same here. Let's follow him to see if he is going to work here. If he does, he can spend a night with him. A group of young female sect disciples started to follow him with lustful intentions. Wang Ming passed through the crowd of people with a smile on his face as he listened to their conversation, while he saw a group of women wearing sect robes follow him. Interesting, Wang Ming said softly with a smirk on his face. Wang Ming entered a building which was called the Pleasure Hall, where women came to have fun with the handsome male staff. When the group of female sect disciples saw him entering the Pleasure Hall, they became happy and excited. Yes, maybe he is a worker or will apply to work for the Pleasure Hall. Screw my partner, I am not leaving until I get a taste of him. On the other hand, the woman named Luoli had a hopeful gaze on his face. If he really is a dual cultivator and can make me powerful, I wouldn't mind giving myself to him, Luoli said softly to herself. Wang Ming went towards the desk, where a young woman was seen sitting with a bored look, and spoke with a smile on his face. Excuse me, young miss. The woman looked up and saw Wang Ming's beautiful appearance and was left stunned in her own thoughts. What a handsome man! I have never seen anyone this handsome before. The young woman was dazed looking at his appearance and was brought out of his stupor by Wang Ming's voice. Even all the customers, who were all women, stopped what they were doing and were looking at Wang Ming with eyes filled with lust. Mississippi. Wang Ming knew what the young woman was thinking about when he saw the look on her face. Yes, how can I help you? The young woman snapped out of her thoughts and had a red face while looking at Wang Ming. I am here to apply for working here, Wang Ming said with a smile while the women who were near him heard his words had ecstatic expressions on their face. He will work here. I was going to pick a male from the pleasure hall to please me but now, screw him, why would I settle for bronze when there is gold in front of me? I am willing to use up all my wealth if I can just spend a night of passion with him. Yes, I am going to make him ravage me. All the women who heard him were planning how to quickly get in the same bed with him, while every male in the hall who heard the muttering of the females had pale and ugly faces. Fuck, why does he need to work here? I will lose my customers, damn. By the look all women have on their faces, I don't think we will have customers anytime soon. Chapter 4 Ch4 Meng Yu and Zhou Yan. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The young woman sitting at the desk was stunned in silence while wild thoughts were running through her mind. He is going to work here. He needs to be tested first to see if he can please a woman. I should offer to take his examination, in that way I will be the first to taste him. By the looks of all the women that are giving him, they are eager to devour him. I should take the first shot. The lady sitting in front of Wang Ming quickly snapped out of her daydream and replied him with a seductive smile. Of course, but before that we need to test you, to see if you can please a woman with your skills, and I would be more than happy to volunteer and let you use me to test your techniques. The girl said with a seductive smirk on her face as she stared at Wang Ming with hungry eyes. What a sly bitch. Every woman in the room thought the same thing. Well, I don't mind having a beauty such as yourself accompany me, Wang Ming said with a charming smile while the girl turned red in embarrassment. Okay, please take a seat while I prepare a chamber. The girl pointed towards a place for him to seat. Suddenly two women appeared in front of the young girl. Lady Lingxi said that she will take his test. You can return to your desk, the two females said to the young girl, making her turn pale. Lady Lingxi. The girl could not believe her ears when she heard the words of the two females. Oh my, Lady Lingxi already targeted him. I thought it would take some time. I heard she loves to torture them sexually but never let any man lay a hand on her. It's no surprise that she would target him, but maybe she will lose herself to him. It's possible that today might be the day she finally loses her chastity. If I was Lady Lingxi, I would not mind losing my chastity to such a handsome young man. Wang Ming could hear murmurs about this mysterious Lady Lingxi which piqued his interest. Is she like one of those women I encountered back on Earth, those who arouse men sexually but never allow them to relieve themselves? If that's the case, I might have fun conquering her. Wang Ming thought to himself. Please, wait here while we are done preparing the chamber. The women looked at Wang Ming while blushing and went back. Wang Ming smiled and took a seat nearby, while all the women started surrounding him while fighting for the two seats beside him. Hi handsome, what is your name? Asked one of the women beside him. Wang Ming, what is your name? Wang Ming asked the woman. Meng Yu. It is pleasure to meet you, Wang Ming, she said with a seductive smile. Hey, Wang Ming, my name is Zhou Yan. Would you mind accompanying me tonight after you are done with Lady Lingxi? Asked the other woman who was seating beside Wang Ming. Before Wang Ming could respond to her question, she was met with an angry response. Name, Zhou Yan. I was talking to him and I was about to ask the same thing, you sly fox. Meng Yu said angrily. Well, I asked him first, why don't you go and find someone else, or maybe go find your husband who had the smallest dick I ever experienced, Zhou Yan said with a smug look on her face which further irritated her. Don't forget your husband is no different from mine, which I know from personal experience. That's why you come here to please yourself with other men, Meng Yu said. Ha, indeed, Zhou Yan said with some visible frustration on her face. Wang Ming was dumbfounded when he heard their conversation and thought to himself, did they put a green hat on each of their husbands by fucking the other's husband? Seeing the confusion on his face, they looked at each other and giggled as if they were not screaming at each other a few moments ago. You seem confused, Wang Ming. Let me tell you our story, Zhou Yan said with a smile. You see, I and Meng Yu were childhood friends and grew up together and have always competed with each other. After we got married to our husband, one day we were causally chatting, and I don't recall how, but we started bragging about how good our husband was in bed, and it exaggerated to a heated argument. Zhou Yan continued. The next day we seduced each other's husband without letting the other person know, and after doing the deed with each other's husband we found that they had the smallest dick we ever saw and were shocked as both of us did the same thing and just casually laughed it off. And for many years we have been coming here to please ourselves behind our husbands' backs with real men from the pleasure hall. Zhou Yan just causally blurted out such a huge secret, and Wang Ming just smiled wearily as he remembered many women who were not happy with their husband's skills in bed sought him out for pleasure back on earth. So Wang Ming, we have shared such a big secret with you, aren't you going to entertain us? Zhou Yan said with a lustful face, while Meng Yu also had a similar look. Indeed, it will be a pleasure. Wang Ming said with a smile. So, who are you going to entertain first? Zhou Yan looked at Wang with an expectant look. How about you both accompany me at the same time? Wang Ming said while releasing a bit of his yang aura which increased their arousal. They could smell a sweet scent in the air while their little sisters became a bit wet. We have never tried it before, but I am okay with you, Zhou Yan said. I also have no qualms with it, Meng Yu said currently. They were trying their best not to jump on Wang Ming due to their arousal which could be seen from their red face. Wang Ming, Lady Lingxi has summoned you to her chambers, said one of the women. With a blushing face, all right ladies, wish me luck, Wang Ming said to Zhou Yan and Meng Yu as he got up from his seat following the women. Good luck, Wang Ming, Zhou Yan shouted. We will wait for you here, Meng Yi said. Chapter 5 Ch5, by Lingxi. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The sounds of the women chattering behind him started to become fainter as he followed the woman in front of him and stopped in front of a door. Lady Lingxi is inside. She opened the door and quickly left the place. Inside the dimly lit room, a young woman with long light blue hair, a curvaceous body with two huge breasts wearing a deep blue robe was standing near a bed while a man was tied to the bed completely naked. She had a feather in her hand which she was using to tickle the man's erect manhood while the man was grunting in pain and pleasure. Please no more please let me come, the man was pleading with tears running down his face while she was denying him of his orgasm. Damn, she is like one of those women I played with who tortures men sexually without giving them the chance to relieve themselves, Wang Ming thought as a smirk appeared on his face. She then looked at Wang Ming and was rooted on spot for several seconds, as she was scanning his body with a look of lust in her eyes. He looks even better up close. No one wonder those whores outside were trying to get into his pants. He is the most handsome man I saw. Maybe I will give him a chance to show his skills. If his skills are not satisfactory, I will torture him, the woman thought as an evil smirk appeared on her lips. The woman looked at the man tied to the bed and opened his restraints. With a cold voice she spoke. Scram, get the hell out of here, you useless thing, she said with a glare. Huff, thank you for showing mercy, Lady Lingxi. The man ran away carrying his clothes in his hand. So, you must the Wang Ming, who applied to work here, Bai Lingxi said with a seductive smile. Indeed, you must, Lady Lingxi. I heard so much about you. I must say you are more beautiful than what I heard, Wang Ming said with a smile while releasing his yang aura which made her body a bit hot and a flushed look appeared on her face. I normally don't allow others to touch me, but you are much more pleasing to the eye, so I will give you a chance to try out your skills on me. If you can make me come, I will hire you. Bai Lingxi could not believe what she was saying but shook her head while maintaining a neutral look. I am honored, Wang Ming said while increasing his yang aura which increased her arousal. She quickly brought a brand new bed from her space ring and lay down on her chest while her back was facing the ceiling. All right, quickly come here and give me a massage with your hands. I will see how good you are, Bai Lingxi said while breathing heavily as she just wanted to feel those hands all over her body. Wang Ming slowly approached Bai Lingxi who was breathing erratically. The sweet scent emitting from Wang Ming's yang aura was making her little sister with each passing second, and a wet stain could be seen on her lower robes, hands and mouth of ecstasy. Wang Ming activated his skill as he made contact with her shoulder. A shiver of pleasure ran throughout her body. He slowly started massaging her shoulders, then moved lower to her back, then to her lower back, and finally on her plump butt. Wang Ming gave a pinch on her but that made her shudder as if it seemed like an electric current ran throughout her body. Squirt squirt, Bai Lingxi released a sharp moan while white liquid gushed from her lower lips that completely drenched the lower part of her robe. Wang Ming ignored her plight and continued kneading her plump ass with his fingers, as she kept moaning like a crazy person. Ang. Oh, Ye's jolts of pleasure kept coursing through her body as she wanted to turn around and question him what kind of technique he was using to make her feel so good but couldn't even voice out a single word as he kept attacking her without any mercy. She completely forgot all her questions and let him do whatever he wanted with her body as long as this feeling could last forever. All of a sudden, all the pleasure she was feeling disappeared when his hands stopped moving. She felt she was sent back to the mortal world from heaven slowly. Wang Ming brought his lips to her ear and spoke in a seductive voice, "Lady Lingxi, it's time to massage your front side." She could feel his hot breath on her ears and the smell radiating from him felt so pleasant to her. After some time, Bai Lingxi flipped her body around and met Wang Ming's handsome with a completely red face while her ample chest heaved up and down, which created a quite erratic sight for Wang Ming's eyes to feast on. Wang Ming started from her shoulder and slowly approached the two huge mounds of flesh and started to gently knead them. Bang! A moan leaked out from Bai Lingxi's mouth as she felt a pair of strong hands massage her breasts. The young maiden, who never let any man lay a finger on her, felt she was on cloud nine as she felt her closing to a big orgasm. Bai Lingxi immediately climaxed when she felt Wang Ming pinching her erect tip. Squirt, squirt, huff, huff. Bai Lingxi was panting heavily, trying to catch her breath while feeling something hard occasionally poking and rubbing against her wet pussy. Bai Lingxi looked at the source and saw a huge tent formed inside Wang Ming's pants. What? So big? Even though Bai Lingxi had seen quite a few dicks when she tortured the men, none of them were close to what she was seeing currently. "Lady Lingxi, it seems your clothes have become wet. Would you mind if I removed them?" Wang Ming said with a charming smile as Bai Lingxi's head lowered in embarrassment when she saw the mess she created. You can." There was no sign of the proud woman who had tortured a number of men. Now she looked like a completely vulnerable woman waiting to be devoured by a powerful man. Chapter 6ch6, Bai Lingxi, Part. 2. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Wang Ming slowly approached Bai Lingxi's robes and started removing them slowly with his hands. Bai Lingxi's breathing got heavier in anticipation and nervousness, as no man ever saw her bare body. When he was done removing her robes, his eyes feasted on the sinful body of the beautiful woman in front of him, two large breasts with pink erect tips that were asking for his love and care, and the hairless pussy was leaking so much juices that seemed like a flood had arrived from a broken dam. Wang Ming grabbed the two huge bare breasts that was too large to fit in his palms and started kneading them while occasionally pinching her erect tips with his fingers while she kept moaning like a whore. His dick that formed a tent inside his pants were constantly poking her wet little sister, which he did on purpose to make her more aroused. "Wang, please. Ha. Please. I need you inside me." Bai Lingxi, unable to bear his teasing, started to ask him for a pounding with teary eyes. We are not even done with the foreplay, be patient for some time." Wang Ming ignored her plea while she could only obediently just let him continue what he was doing, fearing that he might stop giving her the pleasure she was currently experiencing. Wang Ming pressed his lips against Bai Lingxi's lips and plunged his tongue inside her mouth, exploring every corner of her mouth. Bai Lingxi's eyes widened in shock, but she still reciprocated with her own tongue, which started clashing with Wang Ming's tongue while they were fully engrossed in making out. Wang Ming's plunged two of his fingers inside her wet little sister and started moving them to and fro. Mmmgh. Mmmggh. Muffled moans were leaking out from her mouth as her mouth was sealed by Wang Ming's lips while he was fingering her. Wang Ming removed his lips from hers and started sucking and licking her erect pink nipples. Ah. Oh. Wang Ming could feel her vaginal walls clenching his fingers as she was closing to an orgasm. Squirt, squirt, squirt. A huge load gushed out from her lower lips as she started panting heavily. Huff, huff. Her chest moved up and down while she was breathing heavily. Wang Ming quickly spread her legs apart and kneeled down and brought his face toward her lower lips. Lick. Oh. Fuck. A jolt of pleasure ran through her whole body from her pussy as Wang Ming gave a lick on the outer sides of her little sister. As he pushed his long tongue slowly inside her lower lips, he could feel her vagina walls clenching on his tongue as if fearing that it would escape at any given moment. Wang Ming started French kissing her lower lips and exploring every nook and corner of her lower lips, licking all over the soft piece of flesh and savoring the sweet taste of her juices. Oh. Fuck. Yes. Lick. All over them. Jolts after jolts of pleasure were assaulting her body. She could feel all her strength disappearing from her body as Wang Ming's tongue kept ravaging her little sister. Wang Ming could feel more juices being secreted by her vagina as she was close to another orgasm, so he grabbed both of her nipples and gave them a hard pinch squirt. Bai Lingxi screamed like a banshee and squirted all over Wang Ming's face, his face covered with her white liquid while staring at Bai Lingxi with lustful eyes. So did I pass the test? Wang Ming asked while still covered with her juices. Huff, huff. Yes, you passed. Please, I need your dick inside me. I want you so bad, Bai Lingxi said with a lustful look. Wang Ming scoped the white liquid that was covering his face and brought near Bai Lingxi's lips. Open your mouth, taste your own fluid, Wang Ming said with an evil grin. He wanted to turn this woman who tortured countless men into his obedient woman that would only spread her legs only for him. Bai Lingxi hesitated for a moment before obediently opening her mouth wide as Wang Ming's pushed his finger, which was glistening with white liquid, into her mouth, which she obediently cleaned with her tongue. Now beg me to satisfy you, Wang Ming said with an evil smile. Wang Ming, please. I beg you. Please satisfy me with your big dick, she said with a lustful look on her face. Hearing her words, Wang Ming displayed a simple on his face and started removing clothes. Bai Lingxi's lust increased even more when she saw his well-sculpted body and the 9-inch monster dangling between his legs. She quickly spread her legs, giving Wang Ming a good view of the pink flesh that was leaking water from within. Wang Ming approached her and began rubbing his massive meat stick, which was fully awakened, against her slit, coating them with her juices and preparing it for the penetration. Ha. Huff. Please stop teasing me. Bai Lingxi looked at Wang Ming with misty eyes as he stopped rubbing his dick and slowly started plunging it inside. Ugh. Bai Lingxi moaned when she felt the bulbous of his dick enter her lower lips that were slowly moving forward while rubbing against her soft walls, which gave her an otherworldly pleasure. Wang Ming suddenly came to a halt when he felt a thin wall obstructing his advance. If I break this wall, her virginity will be mine. Wang Ming leaned forward, closed her lips with his and broke her walls in one go. Bai Lingxi's eyes widened in pain and pleasure, and as she could not release any sounds with her mouth, she quickly hugged his back tightly while trying to bear the pain. After a few seconds, he could feel her grip on his back start to loosen as he released her lips and asked her, "Can I move now?" Wang Ming asked with a loving smile. Even though he wanted to make her beg, he was still gentle with women, not to mention she is the woman who he gave his virginity to in this world. Yes, the pain is bearable now, you can start moving, she said with a smile as she could feel his love and care. Wang Ming started moving his hips and kept drilling his dick deep inside her. Ugh, hi, Alpha. Wang Ming. Ah, she cried loudly and her eyes closed tightly. Wang Ming felt like his dick was being hugged tightly by something soft and warm. Each time he slid in deeper, the pleasure that was built by it was getting higher. Ah. Ha. It's so good. Wang Ming. Give me. Ha. More pleasure. Ha. Ha. I want more pleasure. Satisfy me. Her eyes glinted in excitement, their minds sank into pleasure as Wang Ming could feel he was about to release his load. Lingxi, I am coming, Wang Ming said as he shot up his warm liquid into her, as he was not afraid of impregnating her, as he could freely control whether his semen will impregnate her or not. Oh. Yes, Bai Lingxi moaned in pleasure as her eyes widened in shock, feeling the pure yang qi from his semen. This yang qi, he must be a dual cultivator. Before she could ask him anything, Wang Ming started mercilessly pounding her. Oh. Fuck, she moaned as they kept going at it for hours until she fainted. Chapter 7 Ch7, Soul Eyes and Entering the Foundation Realm. You are listening at novelfull.audio. While Bai Lingxi was knocked out unconscious by Wang Ming's intense pounding, Wang Ming was staring at the notification in front of him. Ding dong, you have taken the virginity of the female cultivator named Bai Lingxi, who is at the 6th stage of the Foundation Realm. You have received 6,000 dual cultivation points. You have received additional 4,000 dual cultivation points for taking a woman's virginity. It just gave me 6,000 dual cultivation points. TSK, the system sure is stingy. At least I got some additional points for taking her virginity, Wang Ming complained to himself. System message. It is advised that the host stops being greedy. If the host wants higher dual cultivation points to be rewarded by the system, he should try to have sex with women with higher cultivation, and the system will reward the user with higher dual cultivation points. User will also receive bonus dual cultivation points when taking a woman's virginity, which will be significantly higher for a woman with higher cultivation. So, the user should focus on targeting women with higher cultivation, rather than blaming the system for being stingy, which is not correct, but it is due to the user's incompetence in seducing women. When Wang Ming read the message, initially he was thankful to the system for giving him advice, but a vein bulged out when he saw the system refer to him as incompetent in seducing a woman. Fuck. Who are you calling incompetent? I have seduced countless women in the past and cucked many men, I just got here. Wait till I make every woman in the red light district fall for my charms, Wang Ming said while he cursed the system message. You have received the technique Soul Eyes out of pity for free from the system. The system hopes that the user will overcome his incompetence. Wang Ming eyebrows started twitching in anger and more veins bulged out from his forehead, but took a deep breath to calm down his anger and viewed the technique in front of him. Soul Eyes, type. Technique, rank. Heaven. Description. When using the technique, user can view the cultivation level and any other information of anyone in the form of a system. At least it gave me a useful technique, Wang Ming thought in his mind as he gazed at the unconscious woman. Bai Lingxi was currently naked and every part of her body was covered in Wang Ming's white liquid. Soul Eyes. Wang Ming looked at Bai Lingxi, used his technique. Name. Bai Lingxi, age 25, cultivation 12th Order of the Foundation Realm, occupation. Owner of the Red Light District, physiques. None, bloodline. None. Oh, I didn't expect her to be the owner of the Red Light District. No wonder she can do whatever she wants, and moreover she has quite high cultivation. Wang Ming was a bit shocked at her identity as the owner of the Red Light District. Wang Ming went to the corner of the room and sat in a lotus position as he started to absorb the virgin yin qi of Bai Lingxi. Primordial Physique Merging Body has been activated. Primordial Physique Merging Body is refining impure spiritual energy to pure spiritual. Wang Ming could feel a sudden surge of spiritual energy entering his body, but frowned when he saw the message in front of him. You have reached the needed amount of pure spiritual energy to break through to the foundation realm. The breakthrough has paused as it may lead to backslash upon advancing system message. It is advised that the user consumes a peak-grade foundation realm pill for a successful breakthrough. Oh, I remember pills are used to increase the success rate of breaking through realms, as most people fail and suffer backslash when trying to break through. Wang Ming said to himself as he started to search the system for a pill to buy, and after searching through the shop window he finally found what he was looking for. Cultivation shop level 1. Note. Breakthrough to the Golden Core realm to upgrade the shop and unlock new items. Foundation realm breakthrough pill, type. Pill, grade. Peak, description. A pill which is of the highest grade with an extremely pleasing fragrance. When consumed the user can break through the foundation realm without any chance of failure. Cost 10,000 dual cultivation points. Hell, all of my points will be used up, and why is this so expensive? Wang Ming asked the system message. A peak grade of any type of pill is the rarest of all, and even if a person spends all of the wealth he earned in his life, he still might not be fortunate enough to get his hands on a peak grade pill. Unlike the low, mid, high, and top grade pills, the peak grade pill allows a cultivator to advance to the next realm without any chance of failure, and the chance that a pill of the peak grade is formed is almost negligible. Only an alchemist among millions of alchemists is able to make a peak grade pill but still has a chance of failing to produce one. Does the user finally understand why the pill costs so much and how lucky he is to get his hands on a peak grade pill? Wang Ming was a bit shocked by understanding how rare a peak grade pill was, and was also a bit dumbfounded by the system's tone. It seemed like the system was hinting to him that he was an ignorant person again. Would you like to buy the Foundation Realm breakthrough pill? Yes/no. Wang Ming was snapped out of his thoughts when he saw the texts in front of him. Yes. As soon as Wang Ming confirmed his purchase and all of his dual cultivation points that he currently had vanished, and a pill with a rich aroma that made his muscles relax landed on his hand from the system space, there were some exquisite patterns on the black dot-colored pill that seemed to be an ordinary pill with just a strong aroma until he took it in his hands. Wang Ming immediately noticed the terrifying energy that was contained within the small pill. Wang Ming did not hesitate long before he swallowed the entire pill in his mouth, and as soon as it reached his belly a warm feeling enveloped his whole body. Surging from his stomach felt like the ceiling that prevented him from advancing to the next realm began to crack, and he felt a surge power coursing through his body when he saw notifications appear in front of his eyes. You have broken through the Qi gathering realm and entered the Foundation realm. You have reached the first stage of the Foundation realm. Chapter 8 Ch8. Dual cultivators are rare. You are listening at Novel Full. Audio. You have reached the first order of Foundation realm. Ho, I have finally broken through, but I am completely out of dual cultivation points. Wang Ming smiled bitterly. Ugh, a grunt came out of the naked woman who was starting to wake up. Bai Lingxi finally started to regain her consciousness, which she lost after their intense love-making session. Damn, that bastard went all out. Though it was the best feeling I ever experienced, still, he should have gone a bit easy on me as this is my first time, Bai Lingxi complained, but still the smile on her face did not fade. Bai Lingxi looked down at her body and saw that she was completely covered in Wang Ming's white liquid. Shit, how high his stamina that even after filling my pussy up with his liquid he could release his load all over my body. Bai Lingxi was still in disbelief. She knew that most won't be able to have such high stamina even if they were cultivators. After snapping out of his thoughts, she cleaned her body and removed his spunk that was all over her body and wore a clean new robe which she brought out from her space ring. After that, she looked around the room and saw Wang Ming sitting in a lotus position and seemed to break through the Foundation realm. What? He has no trace of tiredness in his body after pounding me to my limits and even had a breakthrough. Bai Lingxi was sure after such an intense love-making session with her there would be at least some traces of being tired on Wang Ming's face, but if she knew that he still had energy remaining to go more than a few thousand rounds she would be completely left in disbelief and shock. Suddenly her eyes that were staring at him widened in shock when she finally paid and noticed the changes that happened to her body. What? I have reached the 12th order of the Foundation realm. Bai Lingxi was in a state of complete disbelief as she darted her eyes between Wang Ming and herself. Bai Lingxi was in the 6th order of the Foundation realm for many years and was considered one of the most powerful cultivators of the Red Light District. Now all of a sudden she reached the 12th order of the Foundation realm, so she was left completely speechless. How did I reach the 12th order without even trying? I only had sex with, wait. Bai Lingxi's had a sudden realization and her breathing became a bit hurried. Bai Lingxi suddenly remembered the fact which had slipped from her mind due to her exhaustion while they were having sex. She had felt powerful yang qi from his semen and finally concluded that her hunch was indeed correct when she saw that she had broken through. He is a dual cultivator, I am sure of it now, and a powerful one indeed judging from the quality of his yang qi and my improvement, Bai Lingxi said while she had literal stars shining in her eyes and was glad she had lost her virginity to Wang Ming and not someone else. Wang Ming, noticing a heated gaze on him, turned his towards Bai Lingxi and displayed a gentle smile. Oh, you have already waken up this quickly. I thought after receiving the relentless pounding you would be knocked out for some time longer, Wang Ming said with a smirk. Humph, I am much stronger than you think, Bai Lingxi said with a snort. Indeed, the Lady Lingxi who filled men with dread and was infamous for torturing them sexually but was moaning like a whore when receiving my relentless pounding and fainted due to exhaustion is strong indeed, Wang Ming said with a mocking smile which caused her to lower her head in embarrassment. So did you like the pounding you received? Wang Ming said with a sly smile. Indeed, I loved it, Bai Lingxi said with a seductive smile. By the way, Wang Ming, you are a dual cultivator? Bai Lingxi still asked even though she knew the answer. Yes, I am a dual cultivator, Wang Ming confirmed her guess. I can't believe a dual cultivator like you would come to work at the pleasure house. Bai Lingxi voiced out her thoughts. What's so amazing? I am pretty sure there are countless other dual cultivators here, Wang Ming said with confusion while Bai Lingxi just stared at him with a dumbfounded look, and after noticing he really did not know the importance of a dual cultivator she finally voiced out her words. Did you live under a rock or something? How do you not know about the importance of a dual cultivator? Bai Lingxi said as if she was looking at an idiot while Wang Ming just scratched the back of his head in embarrassment. Woman, how am I supposed to know if the system didn't inform me? Wang Ming complained in his mind. Lingxi, can you please explain? You see, I am an orphan and have lived my life in seclusion all the time, so I don't know much about the outside world. Wang Ming said with a bit of embarrassment. Oh, you are calling me Lingxi now, huh? Bai Lingxi said with an amused face, but had a smile plastered on her face. Of course, I mean you were moaning like a bitch when you were enjoying my body. Calling you Lingxi is just a small matter. Wang Ming just shrugged his shoulder while Bai Lingxi flushed in embarrassment. Anyway, now back to the topic. As you know, people born with special physiques are very rare and are highly coveted by large and powerful sects. Bai Lingxi said while Wang Ming was listening intently. Cultivators have to be born with special physiques for dual cultivation. Males need to be born with a yang physique while females need to be born with a yin physique, and the quality of their yang or yin qi depends on the rank of their yang or yin physique, as there are various kinds of yang and yin physique, and I am sure you also have a kind of yang physique, right? Bai Lingxi looked at Wang Ming, to which he responded with a nod. The quality of your yang qi according to me is quite high, even though I have never seen a person with a yang qi, but from what I heard that at maximum performing a dual cultivation session with male helped them break through 1 or 2 stages, but by having sex with you I have broken through 6 stages. I won't ask you what kind or ranked yang physique you have because everyone has their own secrets, but I am confused as to why you are here in the red light district. Bai Lingxi asked in confusion. Chapter 9 Ch 9. First partner, you are listening at novelfull.audio. Why can't I be here? Wang Ming asked in confusion. Well, you see, dual cultivators like you are normally immediately recruited by powerful sects before their rival sects can snatch them to their sect, because having sex with guys like you are the fastest way to improve their cultivation. Of course it is also the most beneficial to you as well, and they also don't have to go through any sect examination. I am curious why you came here instead of going to the sects. I am certain there would have been more beautiful women for you to enjoy, and they would even fight for having sex with you. Moreover, they have higher cultivation than people of the red light district, which would help you reach higher realms faster, and if they learn that you can increase their cultivation realms by so much, even the sect elder and leader might fight for you. So why did you visit the red light district? Bai Lingxi asked while staring at him, while Wang Ming was completely dumbfounded by what he heard. I thought I had to wait for the sect examination. If I knew they would accept me without any form of examination, I would have went straight to the sects instead of coming here. Sigh. Never mind, at least I can farm dual cultivation points and increase my cultivation before going there. Maybe I would be valued even more, and I am sure there would be some jealous males who would try to make trouble with me. Wang Ming thought seriously and looked at Bai Lingxi. He could not tell her that he did not know about this, which would make him embarrassed. Wang Ming suddenly grabbed both of her hands and looked her in the eyes and started to spout some bullshit. I am a man who likes to share, so I thought I should share my techniques with the women of the red light district who are devoid of the heavenly pleasure I can provide. Sigh. See, I am such a good person who cares about the happiness of every woman in the world, and the proof was that an ex virgin like you enjoyed my touch so much that you fainted. Wang Ming shamelessly spouted out nonsense from his mouth. Bai Lingxi looked at him like he had grown a second head at the nonsense she knew he was spouting, but become embarrassed when she heard the last words. She indeed did enjoy their session, but do you really need to say I fainted? If someone learned that I fainted due to pleasure, I would be ashamed to show my face. She cursed in her mind. Don't you mean that you were an ignorant person who did not know about the rules that allow a dual cultivator to enter a sect without taking a test? Bai Lingxi snorted. Wang Ming felt invisible arrows pierce his heart when he heard a beauty like her calling him an ignorant. Damn, she is scary. She could guess what I was thinking. Wang Ming became a bit fearful of her. You are right, but the main reason is that I want to join a sect by showcasing my own capabilities, Wang Ming said, which contained some half-truth. Indeed, he did want to showcase his powers so that he value him and also deter disciples coming to look for him for trouble, but he still knows there would be some who would overestimate their albites. But if he got a free pass into the sect, he would gladly take it. If they look for trouble with me, I will just seduce their wives or partners and turn them into a cuckold, or worse, kill them. Wang Ming thought firmly to himself, while Bai Lingxi just sighed while looking at his expression. Sigh. let's just forget about your reason why you came here, but how are you going to take responsibility for taking my chastity? Bai Lingxi said with a smirk, fuck, I need to take responsibility for her. I had sex with so many women in my previous life, no one ever asked to take responsibility for them. She is the first to ask me something like this. Wang Ming thought as cold sweat dripped from his forehead, but also felt a bit good in his heart as she did not want to ditch him after having sex. I know what you are thinking, but let me tell you the reason why I opened the red light district, Bai Lingxi said while noticing Wang Ming's hesitation. I built the red light district because I was waiting for a man like you who would dominate me instead of the other disgusting men I tortured who would just succumb to being my toys, Bai Lingxi said with a disgusted look on her face. You built the red light district just for this? Wang Ming asked calmly. Yep, she said with a sweet smile. Maybe I should give it a try. I don't know how it will play out. Previously the woman on earth I had sex with him did not ask me even though they wanted. I knew they did not want to add a burden on me as their husbands could just hire assassins to kill me, and that's why I was always on the run. But now this place is not Earth but the cultivation world where a single man can kill millions of others single-handedly, and I also have system which can make me the strongest person in this world. Fuck, if any woman wants to be with me I will accept them after they accept my way of life. That is having sex with beautiful women. Wang Ming thought to himself and swore he would kill anyone who dare try to harm his woman. You know that I am a playboy. I will have relationship with many different women and maybe cuck a few men while seducing and fucking their wives. Are you sure you want to be with me? Wang Ming asked her while looking straight into her eyes. I already figured out what kind of person you are and I don't have any problems with it, Bai Lingxi said with a sweet smile. Then be ready for an hell of an adventure my lady, Wang Ming said with a smile and pressed his lips against hers. After they separated their lips and Bai Lingxi, they started chatting, and Bai Lingxi finally understood how shameless he was when she suddenly remembered something, and after she spoke those words, Wang Ming looked at her dumbfoundedly. Chapter 10ch10, Shameless Wang Ming and Devious Bai Lingxi. You are listening at novelfull.audio. After releasing their kiss, Bai Lingxi suddenly remembered something and looked at Wang Ming with a mischievous smile. By the way, there is one more advantage of being a dual cultivator, not to mention a high-quality one like you, Bai Lingxi said with a smirk. Oh, what might that be? Wang Ming asked with curiosity in his eyes. You said that he wanted to make other men cuckolds, right? Bai Lingxi asked with mischievous glint in her eyes. Hey, don't phrase it like that. I just wanted to spread the warmth of my body to the lonely women who have felt the coldness of loneliness when their husband leave them alone to pursue their materialistic goals, leaving the women depraved of love, and I use my techniques to give them love and pleasure. Sigh. Sometimes I feel burdened by the responsibility of indulging in such a great responsibility. The husbands should be thankful I help their wives with my tired body, and the byproduct is that they become labeled with a great title as cuckold, which shows that their wives have been provided love by me, Wang Ming said in a sagely manner. Bai Lingxi was left stupefied by the nonsense he was spouting with a straight face. The hell, you are just trying to justify your lust as some kind of burden, and helping women with their loneliness through the warmth of your body is also a means of satisfying your lust, and the husband should even be thankful to you for fucking their wives and turning them into cuckold. The hell? Bai Lingxi found her lips were twitching furiously at his shamelessness. Sigh, you are truly shameless, Bai Lingxi said with a sigh, and now you are stuck with my shamelessness. Wang Ming smiled. Indeed, Bai Lingxi just smiled. Anyways, the thing I was about to say was that if you are a dual cultivator, sometimes men will bring their wives and partners to you for having sex with them. There are two reasons for this. The first is that after you have sex with their partners, the women you have sex with will have their cultivation increased, and later the men will have sex with their own partner who you had sex with to increase their cultivation. So I suggest you control the amount yang qi you release inside them, Bai Lingxi continued. Second, this is quite shameful for the men, but if they cannot please their partners, the women will force them to bring them to a dual cultivator and have sex with them while the men watch their partners being railed by another man, so they can learn how to please their partner by watching them. Bai Lingxi finished while Wang Ming had bloodshot eyes. While staring at her dumbfoundedly. Fuck. They will send their wives to be fucked by me willingly, but I still have greater enjoyment in the thrill of conquering the women by seduction while the husbands boil in anger. Wang Ming calmed down his hurried breathing while looking at Bai Lingxi with a sagely expression. Sigh, in the end not Only do I have to please their woman while they work but also have to work hard to increase their cultivation while their husbands reap the benefits of my hard work, sigh, sometimes I even have to give them a live demonstration how to please their woman. My life is truly hard and difficult and full of responsibilities towards the lonely and unsatisfied women of this world, Wang Ming said to himself. Bai Lingxi just stood there frozen listening to his shameless words. Are you for real? Having sex with women and seducing them is hard work for you. No, maybe it is. Fuck, I am getting influenced by him. Bai Lingxi hurriedly shook her to prevent her thought from being corrupted by his words, and suddenly a smirk formed on her lips. Oh, by the way, are you ready to face the consequences of taking my chastity and making me moan loudly? Bai Lingxi said with an evil smirk. What consequences are you talking about? Wang Ming asked with confusion. Oh, you see, I didn't put any silencing barrier around the room, so everyone outside probably heard me moan. Not that I care if they hear me or not, but I have many admirers who wanted to get between my legs. I am pretty sure they must be boiling in anger towards you. You should thank me now that all the women who are waiting outside must be impatient, as they are waiting to feel pleasure that could make Lady Lingxi moan like that, and the men must be waiting to scheme against you to beat you up. See, I helped you gain free publicity, Bai Lingxi said with an innocent smile while Wang Ming was covered in cold sweat. Fuck, women, I appreciate you giving me free publicity, but I need to be ready to face an angry horde of mobs. Not that I am afraid, it's just that I need to take the huge burden of pleasuring their wives. Sigh, I am just too nice sometimes, Wang Ming thought to himself. If anyone heard his thoughts they would be rolling their eyes at him. Sigh, stupid people. When they are busy scheming against me, their wives will be lonely at home. As I have taken the huge responsibility of making every woman happy, I must go help them with the warmth of body while their husbands are not home, and after I am forced to kill them I have to work even harder to please them. Sigh, sometimes I wonder why am I so monogamous. Wang Ming said out loudly. Bai Lingxi just stood there without speaking a word, as she already got used to his shamelessness. Oh, by the way, Lingxi, you are moaning and coming like a bitch, so I passed the test, right? So I can go attend the women who are in need of my care and love, right? Wang Ming said with a smirk while Lingxi blushed in shame. Your techniques were satisfactory, but still I will let you work here until we leave this place, Bai Lingxi said, snorting. It was only satisfactory. I guess I should have used all my techniques on you, Wang Ming said. Why? You didn't give it your all? Bai Lingxi asked in disbelief and wondered inwardly, if this was not his 100% which already made me feel I won in heaven, what about his 100%? Bai Lingxi was shocked and could a twitch between her legs again. No, if I used all of my techniques with you who was a virgin a few moments ago, you could not have handled it, and I doubt it would harmed you. Rest assured, next time I will use all my techniques on you. When Wang Ming said he did not use all of his abilities, he was referring to his young erection, which he thought an inexperienced woman like Bai Lingxi could not handle. Fine, next time you better use all of your techniques. Bai Lingxi knew that he would never harm her, so she reluctantly agreed.